around. But probably it will be boring. You see just same view all the time. So above the clouds, so I'll choose motorbike.
Yeah, we're like trying to match people's personalities with which vehicle they take. I love the fact that you chose the plane. You're like, kind of boring.
Yeah.
Floating about up there. We'll take the motorbike.
I'm actually quite easy to get boring with any sports. Probably that's why I got distracted with a lot of sports. That's probably one of the reasons that I got distracted. But yeah, it's just easy to get bored.
Yeah, that's my favourite tagline from this podcast. Yuki Tsunoda, great driver, easily distracted.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, you've been driving for a very long time. Your father was a mechanic and a former car racer himself. How has his influence been pivotal on your career?
Yeah, definitely my dad. Yeah, influenced my career a lot of parts, and like I said previously, that for example driving, part of my driving skill that I have a lot of confidence in the braking. Definitely my dad gave a lot of tips about braking, and he's the one who always saying like, when you start, first thing you enter to the corner, the first thing you do is braking, right? Maybe some corner doesn't do it, but that brake, how you brake will affect your car movements afterwards. So braking is actually really important part of the corner. And yeah, like he loved to do something mechanics, like touching some cars, karting and set up the cars, and also probably he used to do a bit of motorsports as well, so he enjoyed doing a lot of doing motorsports with me. And I think he was always part of my career until especially like 14 years old. He was very strict. I started 4 years old, like we started casually, and once I actually started to win, probably he saw there's a bit of talent in myself, and maybe he thought probably we thought that maybe we can be professional driver at some point, but to step up like that way, we need to be more serious to motorsports, and he's the one started a bit more serious and strict. And that's why one of the reasons that I didn't like motorsports, because he was always the person like angry, mad at me, like when I have bad race, he's the one who very mad at me and didn't really enjoy it. But without those things and without his teach or taught, like the lessons, I wouldn't be here. So yeah, I very appreciate him.
I think it makes a better driver, genuinely. I did go-karting when I was 7 years old, and my dad was always like, "It's okay, sweetie." I remember hitting
like that as well.
I remember the cone in the middle of the track, to separate the pack for the transponders. I just drove straight through it, and I came off the track, and my dad was like, "It's okay, sweetheart. We'll go again next time." Clap forwards. I'm not a champion driver, so like I can totally appreciate the strictness from dads. It definitely gives you a good level of discipline.
Sometimes actually, I was always watching the drivers or the family that parents teaching to their kids very kindly, and I was always compared to my situation with my dad, like my dad, I would love to have like that kind of bit of kindness, when you teach me something, because like sometimes it's a bit too much strict. But probably because of he know my personality. Like I don't really recognize until I experience something really bad. Then probably he knew about my personality, especially those kind of, I would say negative side, but one of the bit of weakness of myself to progress the karting, and that's why he was being very aggressive to me.
You were 7 years old when you went to your first F1 race. That must have made a huge impact. Like, what can you remember from that very first F1 race?
First time I saw Formula One, like you said, 7 years old, when I went to Fuji Speedway in Japan, Japanese Grand Prix. I think initial impression from Formula One was just too loud. First of all, the engine sound. And I remember like I was always covering the ears. To be honest, obviously, if I hear it now, it's just amazing sound. Like V10, like it's so cool. But at that point, I was like get annoyed with that sound. Every time the cars come, pass in front of me, you just have to always cover the ears, and still you can hear through the hands. So yeah, it's like I didn't really have a good impression about Formula One, but at the same time, I got impressed about the environment how the Formula One race works, and also all the drivers, how the high quality drivers are. And definitely I dream about, or one day I want to be Formula One driver, but hopefully less sounds.
I mean, taking that thought and cut to 2020 and your first experience driving an F1 car. It was a test session at Imola circuit. You were driving the Toro Rosso STR13. Can you describe that car and those crazy first sensations when you drove it?
Yeah, I still remember first time I drove Formula One. It was like, first of all, I got impressed about initial longitudinal G-force after I accelerate. Just like the acceleration power I felt was you can't compare with anything, and the vehicle I drove until then, and just it has so much power. And even actually, it was first time I drove was rain condition, which is kind of less grip, obviously, because rain condition a bit more slippery, so you can't experience fully. It's not like dry condition, so you can't really feel the full power of Formula One, but still, with the rain condition, feel massive power. And also, one thing I got really impressed most was the braking. So even rain condition, normally you press brake half of pressure compared to the dry condition. So there's a bit of step compared to Formula 3 to Formula 2. There's a change to carbon brake in Formula 2, and I still remember Formula 2 first time brake. I still got surprised, but 2, 3, 10 times more. Like once the brake, like my neck went immediately forward, and like almost I touched the steering. Luckily not, but okay, no, oh damn, this brake is very have a serious power. Most of the time after that, you try to tense your bit neck and brake, and normally you'll be okay. It was like that situation in Formula 2, but every time even that I tensed my neck, it's still my neck went forward. The power of the braking, I got super surprised about that.
Let's talk about F1. It is the pinnacle of motorsport in the highest class of single-seater racing. It's all about speed, positioning, pushing the machine to the limit. F1 cars generally generate a speed of over 200 miles per hour on the straights. But there's more to F1 than just speed. It's about timing, aerodynamics, the strategic thinking. It's about precision. Can you walk us through an F1 qualifying session for us?
It's quite a simple thing. There's not much strategy to think about. Just drive fast in one lap. Drive fastest, try to be fastest in one lap. You can also feel the best quality, best performance from the Formula One, because once you be in a race, you carry 100 liters of fuel, and also the tire won't be new tire, so it's already worn. So you have to kind of manage the tire to last long enough to make the strategy works. But in qualifying one lap, you don't have to think about it. And with a fresh tire, it just feels full power of it. And it's all about how much you can nail every corners. Obviously it's hard to be 100% perfect every corners, but every drivers are aiming to be 100% close to 100% performance lap. And that's kind of beautiness, and the thrilling is the one that I really like most from the qualifying.
So describe to me your ultimate dream machine. That could be a car, a bike, a plane. And I want you to talk me through, what's your custom color setup? What kind of sound is it making? Tell me what that looks like and sounds like.
Right. Color, I don't care. In terms of sounds, I'd miss B10, B12 sounds. So that one. But engine, I would say I use a jet. You can see the fire from the exhaust. Full time. And I used to love the movie called Death Race. There's a lot of weapon on the car and kill each other. I would love that. Obviously you risk your life, but it is what it is. And hopefully you get a good machine. So I want to have proper missile and how do you say, the minigun.
The one with the Tommy gun with the...
Yeah, that one, yeah. And oil leak weapon.
Yeah,
something like that.
perfect. Mad Max style, love it. If you were to take me for a personal tour inside your garage, what would I find? Is there a car that you own that you just absolutely love?
I'll say Honda NSX. It's just it's not old classic NSX, which I still love that one. But currently I have a new modern NSX, and the amount of comfortableness you feel there in that car is amazing. Even though supercar, most of supercar actually is very fast, but not really made for like a long ride trip car. And actually NSX, even I drove more than, we say like kilometers, so we say 500 kilometers or whatever, 400 miles. You don't feel any back pain, and just amazing. We're still having good power. It's more than 600 horsepower.
Right, we're going to have a bit of a fun quiz. It's rapid fire. You've got to tell me which answer comes to your mind first. I'm going to give you some options, and then I just want your immediate thought process, okay? Which one that you're going to pick.
Yep.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Extreme cold or extreme heat?
Extreme heat.
Driving by day or driving by night?
Is that like Formula 1 or just normal?
Just normal.
All right, night.
The last time you received a speeding ticket?
Oh, I received recently documents from Rome. I don't know what I did, but it was actually yesterday I got, so yesterday.
Perfect, yes.
Yesterday.
Do you sometimes talk to your cars?
No.
You've never talked to your F1 car?
Right. Talk?
Say, be good to me today.
Never. It's more like be good to me rather than I'll
like,
be.
Come on, girl.
True, yeah.
This.
Never. Like.
Wow.
There's a natural sense that probably connect each other, but I don't talk.
What are your current favorite music tracks to listen to whilst driving? So pre-race, getting into the zone, and post-race to relax and de-stress.
I don't recently listen much to music before the session, but like to de-stress sometime after the session or my way back to the hotel, I listen quite often to country music recently. I really like multiple country music, like from Australia or even obviously US and Texas. I was just in US, and it's perfect to listen to the country song. So yeah, country song.
Is it better to be the best strategist or have the best driving skills?
Best driving skill.
If you had to choose any of the motorsport discipline, be it on land, on water, or in the air, which would you choose and why?
That's sick. On the air, that'll be sick. It's like Top Gun. I'm right? I'm thinking about Top Gun. Why not? On the air, right?
With the sunglasses.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot about you today, Yuki. I love it. I think it's brilliant. Yuki, thank you so much for joining me today. Before you go, I'd like to finish up with this quote from Christian Horner himself. Our biggest asset is not the buildings or the machines, it's the people and the brain power and the way they work together. The people feed off each other. Would you agree, and what does this mean for you?
100%. Formula One environment, like people think all about, driving a car. And probably you see most of it from the driver that who's performing in the car, but actually without the people who works obviously creates every part of the car, and obviously not just about the mechanics, people who develop in the car, also who organizing the sponsors to obviously bring the money to develop the parts or something like that. I think without anyone currently, I think wouldn't able to perform as much as right now in every team. I can say that, and I think it's very team sports. You can see like pit stop, for example. While in the race, most of the current fastest pit stop is like probably 1.9, 1.8. It's a range until probably 2.5, 2.6 is still a good pit stop. But if you miss that, probably 3 seconds or 4 seconds, you lose a lot of lap time in the race. And I think to achieve good race as a whole, as a team, we need everyone to work properly. So I think it's definitely what the Christian says, proper valid.
Amazing. Yuki, you've been great. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
That's it for today's episode of MOTORFEST the podcast. My name is Becky Evans. You can find me and all of the other episodes on all of your audio platforms, Spotify, YouTube. You can also just type in my name, that's Becky with a Y, and binge the rest of the series. And you can also listen to parts of it whilst you're playing the game. That's the Crew MOTORFEST from Ubisoft. Take care, guys, and we'll see you on the next episode.
cars are a call for freedom.